Release the Kraken!
Welcome back, fellow game designers. In our last video, we went ahead and made Jill's eye, and in this one, we're going to start creating the rest of her face. So let's go ahead and save our work. We're on Jill 7 here. Let's make sure we make a new iteration. So this is going to be Jill 8. And I'm going to go ahead and select my mouth and jump into the front view. Let's go up to symmetry. We'll turn object X on. And let's go into edge mode there. Grab this outer ring. Let's go into poly modeling and hit the extrude button. And actually, I'm going to turn off symmetry just so I can have a different extruding handle. And you can see that this gives me a nice green arrow in the direction of my ring. And I just pull that out. There we go. This is going to give us the material we need to start forming the lower section of the chin. So I'm going to go down here. Let's go into vertex selection. I'll put symmetry back on at this point. I'll grab these bottom vertices here, hit W, and just move them down into the lower chin area. I'll get this corner that we just made, and I'll pull that out. Very good. And I want to start constructing the lower section of the nose and the beginning of the laugh line. So if we take a look at our models here, the laugh line is this ring right here. It goes from the nose down around through the chin. And you'll see that the lips actually consist of several concentric rings that form into this laugh line. That's going to be very crucial for making the different expressions of the character. Like when she smiles or when she talks, we need to have these rings here to kind of help the geometry as the model moves. So that's what we're going to be doing here. So we have the starting point of that. Kind of push these inches a little bit more. And I'll widen out this chin area to define that. Looks pretty good from here. And then I want to tuck these up under the nose. Like so. And I'll adjust these on the lips here. Let me jump into my side view. We're a little bit away from the jaw. So if I go down and grab these, I'll pull these into the chin. Kind of like that. And if we look at a 2 view, you can see that our height is not exactly a match here. It's pretty close. Like this is this bottom row here, but it's not perfect. So there's some discrepancy. We're going to have to make some adjustments as we go. I'm going to use my front view for mainly my height and my width, and I'm going to use my side view for my depth. So jump back into my front view here, and I want to make this section that connects to the nose. So I'll get my multi-cut tool here, and I'm going to need an extra vertice, so I'm going to cut right about here by holding Control. I'll let that go into the lip here, and that's going to give me the additional connecting point I need to build that part right under the nose there. Go ahead and grab that vertex, just move that up. We're good here. Grab multi-cut again. Let's go ahead and split the lower section of the chin here. I'll come in about there, and I'll hit and cut. And that's going to give me what I need to pull back into the shape of the chin here. So I'm going to go grab these from the side. I'll pull those in. Go ahead and pull these up a bit. Go into edge selection. And I'll grab these bottom edges. I'll hit the extrude button. And then I will pull the blue arrow back. I'll hit W so I can get a nice straight arrow. I'll bring that down about like so. Let's take a look from my perspective view. Okay, and I want to take this edge here, and I'll hold Shift, hold right click, and go to bevel. That's going to give me a shape that defines that chin. Now we are left with a triangle and an n-gon, so I'm going to collapse this edge here by going into my target weld tool, vertex selection, and then I will grab this and just merge it back. Let's come up here to the nose and start forming the shape of that. I'll get edge selection. I'll grab this top row of the lip here, hit extrude, and then I'll hit W, pull this straight up, and I want to flatten that off. So scale, and then pull down to flatten off. Come on out to my side view. I'm going to pull those forward. Now if we take a look at our front and our side view, you can see about where they are. Based on that shadow, it looks like we're at about the same area, but you can see the nose down here slopes under. So we're going to have to form that. And I'm going to take this down just a little bit in the front view, like that. I'll hit extrude, and then I'll hit W, and I'll pull those up. That's going to get me that front little ball of the nose there. I'm going to hit extrude one more time, hit W to get a straight arrow, pull that up, and I'll grab the box, pull it back. And you can see I'm making that shape of the nose here. But if we look in our front view, we're about middle of the eye. Okay, let's go ahead and get this up here for the forehead. So I'll hit extrude. Again, I'll hit W to get a straight line, and I'll pull that up to the top of the forehead here. You can see I'm right at the top edge between the eyes. That looks good. Check here. Get our depth. This should be a bit more forward. I think we're good there. Go into our perspective view, and this is our shape here. I'm going to take, let's go into edge mode. I'll grab these edges. I'll pull those back. Yeah. I'll get these vertices. I'll pull those back to get that bridge of the nose, and I'll pull these back as well. Just subtly, don't want to go too far. And now we have the septum of the nose. I'm going to split this so we can take it in. So if we take a look at what we're making, go to the nose diagram. So right here we have the little ball of the nose, but underneath that we have the septum. So if I grab this face here, you can kind of see that. That's that flat section under the nose right here. And that lines right up with the philtrum, that little divot where God went, shh. Okay, so it's right there, right? And that's what we're forming here. Here's our septum. I'll grab my multi-cut tool, and I will just put a cut right here. I'll do one above as well. Go into edge selection, I'll grab the edge right here in the middle, and I'll just pull that in. And that's going to give us an opening for where our nostril is going to sit. For the side of the nose here, I'll grab these, I'll hit extrude, and then I'll hit W to get my arrow, and I'll just pull these out, pull them back. And I want to start building around the outside of the nostril. So I'll pull these back, pull it out, and I will put a cut in here. One more. Go to face selection, I can grab that and pull that out some. Get that edge. Get this one, I'll pull this back. I'll move this down a bit to line up with this edge. I think that's good. Let's go ahead and connect the next section of the laugh line. So I'm going to go grab these, go around the jaw here, and I will hit extrude. And then I'll go up to Object X, turn off symmetry, just so I can pull the green arrow out. There we go. It's looking pretty good. I'll go back, turn my symmetry on. I'll get this corner, shape the side of the face a little. This I can connect by merging using my target weld tool. Okay, good. You see I have that lower mouth section. And I want to connect the nose to here. So target weld, and just weld those corners. I can grab this corner and kind of pull it in to get behind the nose. And then inside here I want to make the nostril. So I'll go to edge selection and grab these. Make sure you get the outer edges here. I'll get these and that. I'll hit extrude. And then I'm not going to do anything on here. I'm actually going to go up after I hit extrude. Those edges are still selected, you just can't see them. You can see a little widget here though. Go up to edit mesh, come down to merge center. So merge to center. And it's going to collapse that for us. This is going to be where our nostril sits. So I'm going to grab this vertex here. W, and then pull that up inside. That looks pretty good. I'm not worried about the triangles here, because if we smooth preview, you'll see how that turns out, right? That's going to be pretty good in there. Yeah, and I can just pull that back up. Because we're not going to be examining the interior of the nose, so this ending at a pole is not that big of a deal. Okay, let's see if we can start connecting this section of the cheek. So I'm going to go into edge selection, grab these outer edges of the mouth again, and I will hit extrude. Again, I'll jump out of symmetry just so I can get that green arrow, and I can pull that out. And look, that lines up really nicely with this undersection of the cheekbone here. And let's grab both the eye section and the face section here. I'm going to go up to edit, delete by type, get all by type, we'll do history. And then we will combine, so I'll hit the combine tool. And make sure you're saving your work as you go, just in case Maya crashes. So now that we're combined, I want to actually duplicate my face on the other side. I'm going to go to my front view, get face selection. I'm going to select half of the face. I'm going to check that selection in my perspective view, just make sure I don't have anything extra. I should only have one half of the face. If you have anything more than that, try it again. Go ahead and hit delete. I'll go back to my front view. Let's go to object mode. I'll get my move tool. And I want to move my widget. You can see here it's not in the middle of the face. The middle is over here. I'm going to hit D to unlock. Hold down the X key and then drag that red arrow till it snaps center. I'll let go and then hit D again to lock. And now I can mirror. So mesh, mirror, get the box. Let's uncheck cut. We'll keep world settings and copy. We'll merge with original, but we want to make sure we're using the custom 0.001. That will keep things from collapsing on us. And I'll hit merge. And that looks pretty good. Okay, and now we can do the same thing for the eye. I'm going to grab the eye here. I'm not going to mirror. Instead, I'm going to do it manually. I'll go to channel box. And you can see our eye has all of its transforms. That's going to be really helpful. I'm going to do Control D to duplicate the eye. And then you can see now I have a sphere too. I'm going to go over to the X. And I will just put a minus sign in front of that, make it negative. And bam, it just pops a new eye over there. Let's go ahead and rename this. I'm going to do eye right. This is the right side of the face. Remember that we're mirrored, it's flipped, right? Because that's the right side. And then I'm going to get the left side here. So this is going to be eye left. And the reason I put the object name first is it makes it easier to find it in my list. So when I'm looking at my list, I'm saying, where are the eyes at? I'm looking for the first word, right? So eye will be the first word I see, and then I can figure out which one is left or right by the second word. I think it just makes a better organization. Let's go ahead and grab the face, and I'll go to edge mode, and I'll grab these two edges, and then hold shift, hold right click, bridge. Grab this one, grab that one, and you can see we actually don't have the right amount of definition here. I want to split this a little bit, so I'm going to go get my multi-cut tool. I'm going to hold control over the bridge of the nose here and just split it. Hit Q to turn my tool off, and now I'll bridge. So I'll get the edge mode, grab this one and that one, and bridge. There we go. Now I didn't have symmetry on, which means I'm going to have to re-mirror, but it's okay. I don't mind working from one side. Okay, and then to get this to fit and match up here, I need to put two cuts in here. So I'll get my multi-cut tool, and I will cut once, and then one more. So now I can start sewing this together. get my target weld tool. Let's go to vertex selection, merge that to that corner. And I'll merge this one to that corner. That's starting to form the outer edge of the cheekbone. And if you're not used to anatomy, your cheekbone is actually defined by your eye socket. So it just makes perfect sense that after we've defined our eye, we naturally fall into a cheekbone. For this area here, I'll go into edge selection. I'll grab these 3 edges, and then I'll grab these 3 edges. This one, and this one here in the corner. Hold shift, hold right click, and I will bridge those. So now I have my nose. Under here, I'm going to grab this part of the nose, and I'm going to go around the nostril, like so. Hold shift, hold right click. Let's go ahead and bevel. And that's going to give us a nice clean outer loop for this nostril. But underneath here, you can see it made a bit of a mess. So I'm going to come in, and I'm just going to collapse these edges here. So I'm going to grab my target weld tool. I'll grab this edge and just drag to there. And then this edge, this has created an n-gon here. I don't want that. So vertex selection, I'm going to grab this edge. I'll go down to the corner, and then this one to here. And then I can take this interior edge, or interior vertex here. I can shape this. And if we go to object mode and do our preview, you can see the shape of that nose here. And you can see just by looking at our left and right here, because this one is not mirrored, you can see the shape of the nose here versus the shape of the nose there. This one is a little bit more round. This one is a bit more flat because we have that bevel here. Okay, let's go ahead and re-mirror our head. So face selection, I'll go to rough view by hitting 1, and I'll jump into my front view. You can go ahead and just delete the front half of the face again. Again, just make sure you only have half. So that looks like I missed that corner there. And on the back side, I don't have anything extra, I don't have anything missing. I'll delete that. Object selection, mesh, mirror options. Your options should be the same as you had from before, and I'll just hit mirror. And there we have the beginnings of her face. And if we smooth preview it, you can see it here. Awesome. Come down here, I'll fix this edge by merging it. So target weld. We're in smooth preview, so you're going to get a double outline. You're going to get the outline of the smooth and the outline of the real. Don't worry about it. If it bothers you, just hit 1 to go back to rough, and then we can merge from there. Okay. So now that we have the shape of the nose, let's go ahead and really define how this is going to work. So vertex selection, I'll drag these in to get that corner. Try to form that ball of the nose there. Pull these back. Let's get up here. It's a bit boxy on the nose. I'll pull these back some more. Pull them in. And I'm just checking the face from various angles, and I do want to make sure that I'm keeping in line with my reference. So, not too bad. I think I have what I need for the main shape of her face. Just gonna make some adjustments there. Let me check my side view. That looks like I'm on point, and I'm in line with my reference. It's really good. Okay. And I want to really start to define the upper area of the eyebrow and the forehead. So we have the eyelid itself, and then this upper area is this eyebrow hard bone section. So this all really needs to come forward. So I'll grab these, I'll just pull those forward. And I'll get these. Pull those forward. You hit 3 to smooth preview just to see where those are at. Got that bird text, I'll move that. And we have this section right here where the eye kind of folds in underneath the eyebrow. You get the edge that's there. And pull those. And as I'm looking at the model, it seems like the eyes are very far apart from the interior of the nose here. Say this person, she has a little bit of space between the corner of the eye and the nose. This person, you can see the eye is a little bit closer. It's like this person, that eye is really close on the nose. So some people have very wide set eyes, some have very close, narrow eyes. If we look at our character, she has what looks like really wide eyes, but I think this would be better if we move it forward just a little. So I'm going to go into my lasso tool here. That's this guy. And I'm going to do a lasso selection through the eye. I'm going to try to get around these vertices here. Like that. So I've got this one, and this ring, and these corners. That one's open, that one's open. And all I'm going to do is go to my move tool, and I can just move the whole eye over just a little. Let me check my perspective view. And I think it's a little bit better. And I can even pull that back some. So you can go really far back, you can go really far forward, where you think those cheeks are going to set. I think back a little is okay. And now I'm going to move the eyes. So I'll grab this eye, go into object mode. I'm just going to visually line this up. So I'll pull it to the left. Again, I'm going to check my spacing here. And I will pull it back some. I should have a very consistent, even spacing around the eye. I'll take my other eye, go ahead and delete that. I'll grab this, Control D to duplicate, and I will set a negative on the X just to put it back where it was. Let's just change the name. This is eye left 1, so it'll be eye right. And there we have it. We have the beginnings of Jill's face. In the next one, we'll go ahead and start forming the back of the head. So save your work, stay tuned, and I shall see you next time. Hey guys, thanks for checking out my channel. Misty and I both thank you. If you enjoyed that video you just watched, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe. Also, if you'd like to support the channel, there's Lame Duck Studios merch. Grab yourself a cool hat, sweater. You can always check out my Patreon, where you can get access to exclusive content just for my patrons, as well as videos ad-free ahead of time. Or pick up one of my books. The Life and Times of Dinah Marton is about a criminal psychologist who moonlights as a serial killer, and The Guardian's Path of Ascension is about 5 teens who realize they have the power of gods and have to save the universe. Both of those are available on Amazon. There are links down in the description. And The Guardians is going to be converted into a comic book. I'm working with my artist Patrick. We're pretty excited. We're shooting for an October release. You can see some of the work that's been done here. And yeah, thank you for watching, and I shall see you next time.